A couple months ago, I played a chess.com game where I was completely winning. I moved my queen over a couple squares, from which I smugly sat in my chair as my confident inner world chess champion congratulated me on my win. And to be honest with you, he was right. Of course he was right. My plan was flawless. Nothing possibly could have gone wrong. Until it did. And I lost that game. Yeah. Just because I was confident didn't mean I was right. And what made it worse was that I was confident the entire time. Not once did I check to see if I was wrong. I'd broken one of the unwritten rules of chess. You should never trust just how position feels. The board is brutally honest, and it only reflects the truth. But that chess game showed me something bigger than just chess. It showed me that confidence, the way that you and me usually think about it, can sometimes blind you. And instead, real growth comes when you slow down, think through decisions, and doubt yourself so you can make something better instead of assuming you already have it. That chess game reminded me of the Greek philosopher Socrates. He once famously stated, "I know that I know nothing." Let that sink in. I know that I know nothing. Remember, this Greek philosopher is accredited to be one of the greatest thinkers of his time. And he said, for lack of a better word, that he's dumb. That line always hits me because I see myself in it. Not because I'm a Greek philosopher, which you guys probably got by now, but because I know that feeling of realizing how much I don't know, and I learned that lesson the hard way. You see, some days before tests, actually scratch that, most days before tests, I would strut into the classroom with a big grin on my face and get my pencil, sit in my chair, because I was ready for that test. And so I'd start. Question 1, done. Question 2, done. Question 3, done. I was chilling. Then I started slowing down a little bit, but I was still going strong. I was still answering most of the questions, and I was telling myself, I could do this. I could do this. I could not do this. Once again, my confidence couldn't help me. You begin to see a pattern here? I had actually left the back of the paper completely blank. And when I went to that teacher and I turned in that test, I can tell you with full confidence that I'd failed that test. But now, let's look at the flip side. Let's look at my friends. The night before, while I was goofing off, they were actually preparing and studying. But when they went into the classroom, they were not that confident. They were kind of skeptical, doubtful. But as they progressed through the test, they methodically answered each question, they did what they could, and by the end, they were able to turn in a test that they were proud of. My confidence had put me in this little box from which I couldn't get better, while my friends' doubt gave themselves free range to grow. My confidence at the end of all this had turned into doubt, while my friends' doubt turned into confidence. And you want to be on that side, not mine. Chair. You're probably wondering why I just said that. Well, for one, I couldn't think of a better transition. And two, chairs are a good way to think of good doubt and bad doubt. Look at what you're sitting on right now. Hopefully it's a chair. Well, what does it do? It has structure, it has support. That's just like good doubt. It's something you can build off of, and it helps you. But now, let's look at this chair. This is a beanbag chair. Let's see what happens when I sit in it. Shocker, I sunk. That's just like bad doubt. It doesn't help you, it just sinks you, and it puts you in a spot of laziness. They can both seem like just chair and a chair, or doubt and a doubt from the surface level. But there's a huge difference. And recognizing to only use good doubt and avoid bad doubt is really important. Just think back to when you first tried riding a bike, as you could tell. Of course it was hard and you fell down. Personally for me, it was really hard, and one day I just got up from the bike and I quit because I didn't think I would ever be able to ride it. I sat on my sofa and that was bad doubt. But then my dad told me something that I remember to this day. He told me, to use that fear I had of falling down on the pavement and scratching my skin to get back on that bike and go again. And so I did. And I got back up, and I fell. I got back up, and I fell. But eventually, I was able to ride that bike. Not because of the bad doubt that put me on the sofa, but because of the good doubt that actually helped me. If I had stayed on these polar ends of confidence, either extremely confident or extremely doubtful, I never would have been able to grow. Real growth comes in the middle, a point where you doubt yourself enough to see your weaknesses, or where you also still have the confidence to fix them. And that is the essence of good doubt. Another big sign of doubt that everyone gets is that sinking feeling in your stomach when something big is coming. Your chest tightens, your stomach flips, your brain gets fuzzy, and it feels like the whole world is telling you that you're not ready. But that's not the case. In fact, that signal can actually be a sign that it's time to take a step forward. Right now, I want everyone to think back to something that has stressed them out. Maybe it was yesterday, or a week ago, or a month ago. For example, an interview, or a test, or cramming all night for a robotics competition. That last one might just be me, but all those other situations, doubt will show up first. That sinking feeling will come. But then what did you do? You practiced again, or you studied, or you ran those systems again, and in every one of those situations, that sinking feeling lessens and lessens because you turned it into concrete action. Earlier in my speech, I talked about that moment in chess where I played what I thought to be an amazing move, only to realize it was terrible. And what made it worse was that I was not rushed. I had plenty of time on the clock, and I should have taken my time, but I didn't. I just trusted my confidence and skipped the pause. It's the same with real life. You don't grow by thinking every first idea is right. You grow by checking again and adding that small weight in between your action and your impulse, just enough to see if you miss something. And one really easy way to do this, that everyone can do, including you, can do today, is by asking yourself a simple 4-word question. What am I missing? Come on, everyone, say it with me. What am I missing? Awesome. It can feel like just a simple phrase, but trust me, it can flip everything when it comes to doubt. In chess, it's not the players that are confident in every first idea that succeed. It's the players that make new ones, fix their old ones. Those are the players that win. If that philosophy can work on a chess game, think about what it can do beyond. Employ doubt well. Let doubt be a teacher, because sometimes doubt is not the weakness in your hand. It's the move that'll win you the game. Thank you. Let me just grab this.